So I'm at this guy's show now. He's just said he doesn't believe in get-rich-quick schemes. And now he's just sold us a discounted price on how we can get a £10 million business in 8 months. One word: Contrepreneur.
The reason so many scumbuckets are making so much money is because you're buying stupid fucking courses over and over, thinking there's some fucking magic formula for passive income.
So we have left Warrington. It's one of the world's biggest alleged entrepreneurs is doing a free event, and that is the first stage of his sales funnel. So that'll be to get us down there, and then he'll tell us how we can get a shortcut to becoming a millionaire or billionaire or whatever bullshit he's trying to sell us. And then he'll say that usually he charges people £10,000 a day for this course, but for us lucky people that are down there, he'll probably sell it to us for a discounted price that ends in a 7. So about to drag myself out of Warrington, the best place in the world, to come down to this shithole known as London.
No offense.
And we'll see how the, no offence to anyone from London by the way, and we will see how we get on. See if we part with cash, see if the process is how we think it is, and then we'll let you all know for free the process, the language, and the methods used by these people to separate you from your hard-earned cash. 3.5 stars, living a life of luxury. So I've been told to dress to impress, so unfortunately I've had to squeeze into an old suit. I've gone for a power tie, gold, to show how successful and wealthy I am. So I will be prime pickings for these entrepreneurs to sell their $5,000 boot camp to. A little bit nervous, not too much really. Can't say too much because it could be the
Nice hotel, isn't it?
yes, well that's it, isn't it? It's like put you in a nice hotel, make you wear suits and stuff, make it look like you're successful. I can see why people
Going
fall for it.
down, second floor.
Where are we going? Out the front.
Went to check out the event yesterday and it said no filming, no audio and no negativity. So they obviously realised that if people realise how they talk in there and how it's all set up and the language that they use and stuff, that the con's been exposed, hasn't it? So
They can control 2 of those things.
yeah. Yes.
That's where it ends with you, Rob.
So that was as far as Rob, our camera guy, could go. Now I need to explain why we didn't film inside the event. As you can see, security was tight and they had warnings against the use of video and audio equipment. They even had a sign up saying no negativity. It's as if they were expecting us. We could have got away with some low quality footage and risk getting kicked out, and I know lots of you would have loved to have seen that. But we decided to take this episode in a different direction. I'm not even going to bother naming the guy. As fun as it would be to call him out, I don't actually want this to be a personal attack on an individual, no matter how much of a dick I think they are. There are lots of people using the same tactics at this type of event, so I'm going to call bullshit on the whole Contrepreneur process, so you can be more aware of when it's happening to you. Now I've attended a number of these events this year. You'll have seen the events I'm talking about. They're all over your social media feed. Firstly, you're invited to a free event run by a self-appointed business leader. They'll share their shortcut to success and the secrets to help you become a millionaire. It'd be called something like How to Scale Your Business or the 100x Your Passive Income in Just 30 Days conference. They usually include some bullshit buzzwords like mastermind, bootcamp or shortcut to success. So you can earn more money than you've ever imagined, easier than you ever thought possible. This event was going to help me brand my business and turn it into a £10 million empire in just 8 months. Pretty big claim without knowing anything about me or my business. Now I believe there's a science to this type of con, and I'm going to call it the Contrepreneur Formula. It's nothing new. Entrepreneurs have always been good at finding out what people want and ways to sell that to them. Typically, they'll sell you a shortcut to one of 3 things. 1, wealth. 2, health. And 3, happiness. In this case, we were being sold a shortcut to wealth. The very fact you've clicked on the ad and filled in a form and ultimately walked through the door and sat down suggests you want something. It might be more money, it might be more clients, but whatever it is, you've entered their sales funnel. You are a red hot lead. And here's the thing that con artists love. Victims tend to be complicit in their own deception. Now there's a misconception that only thick people get scammed. That is not true at all. Anyone can be scammed. It has less to do with IQ and more to do with where you are in life. Whether you're struggling with money problems, you hate your job, if you're just feeling a bit down, you are more vulnerable and more likely to be sold on a shortcut. But why wouldn't you be? These are successful people, right? Look at the event location. Look what they look like. Look how they portray themselves online. Just look at their marketing. This particular one was in a hotel in London, so posh in fact that an old woman shouted that I had too many tattoos. I resisted the urge to tell her that she had more wrinkles than a ball bag and a boy's haircut. I've learned to take the moral high ground in these situations. Anyway, back to the event. So now you're surrounded by equally nervous looking people trying to find a seat. First up is the warm-up act. They're basically a budget version of the main event you're about to see. And they've got one job and one job only, that is to get you to commit. As the con progresses, you'll be asked to commit more often, but it starts off small at first. Things like being asked to raise your hand or move a few rows forward. They'll say things like, "Who here wants to make more money? Raise your hand if you want to make more money." If you don't put your hand up at this point, you'll be singled out. "Oh, I guess you, sir, don't want more money, Mr. I don't need more money." Usually the person targeted buckles and raises their hands to all future questions. This is just a standard shaming practice. People, you will only get value from today if you participate. Don't half put your hand up. Commit. Put your hand up all the way. From that point on, everybody in the room raises their hand on demand without question. Next, you'll get a bullshit backstory about their own struggle to success. How they were sat exactly where you were a couple of years earlier. "I've been where you are now. I've sat in those chairs, working hard, not getting what I deserve. Do you want to know what changed and why I'm on stage today? I invested in myself, people. Hands up if you all want to invest in yourself to achieve your dreams. Good. I promise you, you'll regret it if you don't." Cue the low production video of the main guy.
Hey, I'm about to go speak to 5,000 people.
I've had to come to the toilet to try and get some footage. We've tried to ask Rob, our cameraman, to come round. I've sat by a window. There's a plant right in front of me. I can see him texting other plants in the room, so I can see some of his text messages. I'm going to try and get Rob to get some long shots through the window, hopefully get some footage from inside the event. Here he is. As you'd imagine, power tie, smart suit. The guy is oozing success and money. Their image is essential to this part of the scam. They want to look successful. They want you to think they are successful. Just convincing you they are successful is the main part of this scam at this moment. The success of the con relies on the marks, that's us in the audience by the way, desire to be just like the contrepreneur. The proper name of this is called wishful identification. Put simply, the contrepreneur positions themselves as successful and wealthy, and we all want a bit of that lifestyle, don't we? Of course we would. We wouldn't be sat there on a Tuesday morning otherwise. One problem all contrepreneurs have to face is that facts can be checked. But they'll have a plan for this, so they'll introduce themselves as, "I'm the number one
Insert inspirational title.
in the world. I have
A number of made-up
businesses across 15 continents and 739 different countries. There ain't no one that wouldn't buy my stuff." The greater the claim, the less you'll question it. They do this for three main reasons. 1, it establishes authority. 2, it removes the objection that it wouldn't work in this country. And 3, they're claiming it will work in any sector or any business. It's clever. It removes any objections you may be feeling at this point. And for those that are still skeptical, you'll want some sort of proof, right? The best way to use this is social proof. Live testimonials and video testimonials from people just like you that have been sat in those seats. They will play video testimonials and show you pictures of them with successful people. Pictures of other people who have signed up. all showing you that other people, just like you, have bought this product and gone on to be successful. If they can do it, so can you. In this particular event, they also had live testimonials in the crowd. Incidentally, these were the same live testimonials we'd seen at 3 other events, hosted by this entrepreneur. Hey, if you're not smart enough to see I can make you successful yet, listen to what Nina and Richard have to say. Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm not doing a girl's voice.
Got no budget, mate, you're gonna have to.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Hi, my name's Nina. Since signing up 2 weeks ago in Milton Keynes, I've seen massive growth.
For the record, I checked how much growth Nina's had on her social media channels, and she had a whole 13 new followers on Twitter.
So I'd encourage you all to put aside any negativity and sign up today. You will not regret it. Did I get that bit right?
Be wary of testimonials. Most will be bullshit, and I know that for a fact, having been offered the chance to purchase a testimonial from one of the world's biggest sales trainers. All I will say is, for $25,000, he would endorse me, my made-up talks, and my made-up company. Now, I don't want to name him, but I will leave a subtle clue, and you might be able to work out who I'm on about. Now, if you signed up to this guy's premium product, you would get a chance to speak at this entrepreneur's future events. So Nina and Richard have literally paid to be stood at the front of this audience and promote their brand. Just think about that for a second. They have paid to be stood there to try and convince you that they have been successful. They've ended up as part of the Contrepreneur Formula. It's a very smart business model. You are getting people to pay to then convince other people to pay. This is unethical, in my personal opinion. At this point, you'll probably have some inbuilt feeling that this all seems too good to be true. That's called System 2 thinking. That's there to protect you. It's inbuilt, so the entrepreneur preempts this with an objection removal. Their aim is to remove all barriers that might prevent you from buying. Don't listen to the opinion of broke people. If you limit your beliefs, you limit your opportunity. Of course he's going to say that. When you're hit with a stupid price at the next stage of the Contrepreneur Formula, your gut will be telling you, this doesn't feel right. This seems expensive. I've not seen any proof that this actually works. So the entrepreneur is preparing for those feelings, and it escalates very quickly. He will ask you if you believe, if you have faith. Put any doubts you have to one side. If those doubts are holding you back, have faith. Eventually, you'll be asked to purchase a low-value product. Once you've bought one product, you've now committed to the scam. The longer you believe the scam, the harder it is to admit that you have been conned. You'll throw more and more money at it rather than admit you've been had. Because they know they're overcharging you for the minimal viable product that they are selling. You might be having a wobble, so they start to stack the value. These are just worthless add-ons to make the product seem like more value. I will give you the blueprint to build a £10 million business, and remember, I'm not going to be doing any of these events soon. You'll also get access to my personal email. That's your guarantee right there. Any issues whatsoever, you can send me a direct email. That sounds fair, right? He also added, and I'm not even making this up, that you could attend his future free events. Events that you could have gone to for free anyway. These same events that he's just told you he is never going to host again, you can go to all of these events for free. Let that sink in for a second. The next stage of the Contrepreneur Formula is to make you think you're getting a discounted price. People of London, let me tell you, I'm feeling generous today, and I'm giving you a price so good I'm not even covering my costs, but it's only for today. You're getting a once-in-a-lifetime price. Those idiots in Birmingham next week at that free event I've just all told you that I'm never going to do again won't be getting a price as good as this. Fact check, they did, because we went to that event too. Now, normally I sell this product for £5,000, it's that good. Obviously, the product has never been sold for £5,000. It's on no website at that price, and we've been unable to find it at that price anywhere. It's made up. It's a made up, overinflated price, so they can then offer a heavily discounted product to you. And here's the thing, the price will always end in a 7. Why? Well, there's been some pseudoscience behind the power of pricing, ending in a 7 converting better. But now it's more of a case that everybody does it. It's like some sort of paint-by-numbers entrepreneur pricing structure. It always ends in a 7. It appears more valuable. Get ready, everyone. The big reveal was coming. He lines it up with some old school NLP. By now, you'll be desperate to succeed like me. By now, you realize you can't afford not to do this. Buy now. Buy now. Buy now. Buy now. Every time. In fact, 23 times in the 3 minutes leading up to the price reveal. And here it was. Today, the product I usually sell for £5,000, I'm going to give you for only £397. A room full of people, all lucky enough to take advantage of this opportunity. That's what you'd think, right? Wrong. The next step of the Contrepreneur Formula is to utilise the tactic of scarcity. Have you ever noticed something is more appealing if it's limited edition or there's very few left? It's called FOMO, fear of missing out. Scarcity tactics have been used to boost sales forever. Basically, the more scarce an item, the more people want it. So he tells us he's never going to do an event like this again. Scarcity. Sorry guys, this is the last ever free event I'm doing. Well, except for the event in Birmingham next week and the one in Manchester that I've also advertised online. But after that, no more ever. Ever until next summer, I mean. And sadly, and this is the problem, guys, we only have 21 products left to sell today. Wait, let me just check that. Hey Bill, did we manage to get any more shipped over in time? What? No? 19? Sorry guys, we've only got 19 products left to sell today. Cue the plants getting up and running to the back of the room to get their hands on this limited edition, once in a lifetime, extraordinary opportunity we were being presented with. These were the same plants I watched in London 6 months earlier. The same plants that bought in Birmingham 2 weeks later. Firstly, no one in the UK is that excited about anything. Secondly, I didn't see anyone getting turned away. Sorry man, we've just sold the last one. As if they're going to knock back 70 people all willing to spend £397. No. The crazy thing is, what they're selling is a digital product. How can you run out of stock if it's a digital product? His close went like this. People, you've got two options. You can either go to the back of the room and sign up to be a millionaire today for just $397 now, or you can go for lunch. I had a chicken burger.
It'd be interesting to see what some expert, in that field would say if they saw that footage and see if they think the same things as what we think.
Yeah.
That was one of the things, but we wanted to show you some of the footage from what we've done so far, if you can see it.
Okay. There's a couple of things that are going on there already. So Cialdini is the guru on influence. He's it's the guy who wrote the book on influence, and one of the things he talks about is the foot in the door technique. So the idea that if you were to go to someone and say, can we put this huge sign in your front yard that says please drive carefully, like 2 meters by 2 meters, most people would say no. Oh, okay, then can we just put this tiny little sign, like a foot square? And so that seems like less of a commitment. So people go, okay, but they can see that there's all these other bigger events, paid events, but we're only actually asking for a smaller commitment. So what that does is get your foot in the door, and then you can grow it, because then the next week you go back and say, oh, actually, can we have a slightly bigger sign? Okay. So they're using the foot in the door technique even through these free events. But the other thing is it's sunk cost. So it's not free because it's your time, and you've told people that you go in, and you're probably encouraged, if not to film it, but at least to talk about it and to read the posts and everything else.
Yeah.
So now you've got some cost in it, and one of the things that psychologically is very difficult to do for people is to admit that they've changed their mind, right? So once you've got that commitment consistency going on, again, Cialdini's point, we like to be consistent with our beliefs. So if our belief is this was free but it was worth a morning of our time, then they won't want to go back and say actually it wasn't. Yeah. So very basic techniques, but very effective for a mass market. When we're trying to form a persuasive argument, and this one actually even goes back to Aristotle, to be honest with you, which apologies for, but you need two things. You need pathos, right? So emotion, and you need logic. So most people work on either emotion or logic, but if you put the two together, it's quite a juicy argument. So what you're looking for here is empathy, right? So they see that empathy, and then they can see what's possible. Yeah. And because of various things that go on in our brain, we all assume, it's like Dunning-Kruger effect and related cognitive biases. We all believe that we're smarter than we're given credit for. Everyone in the room thinks they've got a great sense of humour, better than everyone else. Yeah. So they kind of tune into those things and starting to form a really persuasive argument. And I'm willing to bet, and I'm not going to say it until I see it, but I'm willing to bet that they use the other forms of that persuasion as well. So what you have is you have pathos, appeal to emotion. You have logic, appeal to facts and figures. So £300 for 300,000, that seems legit, right? And that's a good thing. And then you have ethos, which is appeal to the values of the group. So these are people who are already there listening to something about this. Who's going to appeal to their values, what they believe, and specifically what they believe about themselves, right? So that's ethos. Then kairos, now is the time, now is the right moment, almost like time is running out. But it's subtler than that. It's like seize the day. And then there's two other things. One is they'll use big names and success stories to show that other people have done this. People who are leaders in authority have done this, right? So I'm an authority about this because I did it and I'm here now, and you can check out that I'm here now, so I know what I'm speaking about. And there's all sorts of evidence to show that people will respond to authority figure, or somebody can prove that they've done it. And then finally, it's references. So what they'll do then is go to social proof. This is how many people have already done it. And those are the 6 persuasive arguments, rhetorical devices, and they're already using too.
So there you go. Not just the opinion of a negative troll. We've had expert advice, and now you'll know what to look out for when you're next at a CONTREPRENEURS event. So when we went to the event, what they want you to do is get celebrity endorsements. You can pay $5,000 to do that. Just go on stage and have your picture taken with celebrities like Arnie, Sylvester Stallone, and Mark Wahlberg. Complete rip-off. We've managed to find a way of doing it for $36. Madden 2 sold to New York.